Hey Libra, it's Meg with Padmes, and I'm doing your energy check for the very last part of September and the first week of October. So we're checking in with your energy for the next week or two. And we're talking to our angels and guides, the highest vibrations of love and light, because I don't want to talk to anyone else. We're going to do an old wise tree spread. We're going to clarify that. We're going to look at energy that maybe you don't see coming for the next days ahead. You got Temperance reversed, Nine of Cups reversed, the World in the past, Four of Cups reversed, Nine of Wands, Ace of Swords reversed, Six of Pentacles reversed, Six of Wands, King of Swords, the Lovers, Two of Pentacles reversed, Queen of Wands reversed, Knight of Wands reversed, and Justice. All right, let's take a look at this, Libra. And I'm going to go ahead and clarify as we go through. All right, this is one that's lighting up. So let's take a look at this. We've got the Six of Pentacles reversed here in the big picture. And this is about somehow not having the reciprocity that you need. There's some kind of back and forth that's not happening. So you're either giving too much, someone else is giving too much, but it's not even Steven. So what that also means is that someone is being drained of resources. They're giving too much, receiving too little, and they're being drained of resources. Yeah, I also feel like someone has stepped back, taken their energy back or pulled back. Okay, let's take a look at what your higher self wants to say. Your higher self is talking about the Six of Wands. Your higher self is like, okay, this is about being victorious. This is about having a long battle and coming out on the other end. And it's been a difficult time, but you're coming out on top. You're winning. You're feeling victorious. So your higher self is saying you have victorious energy in your field. Your angels and guides are talking about a King of Swords. So this King of Swords, I'm hearing, this is funny, I'm hearing the King of Plenty. Usually that would be the King of Pentacles, but for whatever reason, this King of Swords, maybe he's saying this about himself, the King of Plenty. But this king is kind of like straight to the point, can be a little bit cold, but it's just direct, just being very direct and taking the emotion out of the situation. They're just thinking about things logistically somehow. So we'll go around and clarify all of this too. This is all coming from a place of imbalance, which is the big picture as well. So there's some kind of imbalance. There's also some kind of, imbalance looks like eating too much, drinking too much, putting energy and effort towards something and not having reciprocity, not going back and forth. So there's some kind of overindulgence here. And then it moves up into the heart of the situation. We've got the Nine of Cups and the Queen of Wands. The Nine of Cups reversed is like, my wishes aren't coming true the way I want them to. There were promises made that aren't happening. And this feels like kind of in a big way because the Queen of Wands reversed is upset about this. There's resentment here. And there's also like, feelings of resentment, feelings of like bitter, cross, like she's angry. I can feel her intensity and she's angry. So happening now and into the near future, here's the Nine of Wands. This is somebody building a wall, putting up boundaries, standing true and standing strong to their own belief. They're having to stand up for themselves. And your advice is talking about cutting things out that don't serve you. This is also when the Ace of Swords is reversed for me. This is a no card. It's like, no, I've had enough. I'm cutting this cord. I'm cutting you out. This is something that needs to be released. Here's the Four of Cups reversed. So some kind of decision that was made, some kind of offer that was taken, it looks like you're releasing this. And this is resistance. And here's the Lover's card. There's resistance to this union, which also means that there's momentum to ending it or ending a cycle in the union. Let's look at past, present, future. In the past, yeah, in the past, something came full circle. Here's the World card. So this is starting a new chapter. So this has already happened. This is in the past. Let's take a look at this. Present time energy. Here we have the Knight of Wands reversed. This is also unplugging, taking energy out of the situation. And this is the Justice card. This is karmic justice happening because you've taken yourself out of the situation. In the future, here's the Two of Pentacles reversed. Again, this is not living in two worlds. This is like not juggling, not going back and forth, not worrying about whether or not this is the right thing to do. It's like I've made a decision and I've focused. Let's do some clarifying, Libra. This looks pretty straightforward to me. But let's look. Let's get some clarification. Let's look at the Six of Pentacles reversed. This reciprocation not happening. So this is interesting. You've got the Six of Wands and you've got the Six of Wands down here in your higher self. So your higher self is like, you're victorious, but this reciprocity, this is when, like, not happening. I mean, this is when you were in the battlefield. So this Six of Wands is like, yeah, when this wasn't going back and forth, it was really difficult. This was a hard thing to maintain. Let's take a look at the Six of Wands down here, your higher self talking about you changing that around and saying, okay, I'm not giving, right? You're like, I'm not giving to this person who is never giving enough. Here's the Emperor reversed. This Emperor reversed is controlling, and he's kind of using his power for manipulative purposes. This Emperor feels entitled and feels like you should be giving all of this energy and all of this time and effort, and they deserve it. They're like entitled. And you're like, no, that's not happening. Let's take a look at this King of Swords. What's going on here? Your angels and guides are talking about this King of Swords. I see. So this King of Swords somehow came correct and told some truths. However, they were truths about lies. So this is the Five of Swords reversed. This is like some lies came out. This is really mental control, like mental manipulation. So somebody said some things that weren't true, this King of Swords, and then it's kind of like they admitted it or acted like it wasn't even, it didn't matter. It was very manipulative to like lie, first of all, and then say, oh yeah, that happened, but act like it was no big deal, or act like a lie wasn't that big of a deal. It's just mental manipulation. Again, I want to say mental control. There's a, that feels really awful, Libra. Let's take a look at this Ace of Swords. This is like, no, cutting this off. You do not, this does not serve my greatest good. Taking a look at this Ace of Swords, right? And this is advice. Your advice is do this fast, do this quickly, beeline to this. This is the fastest card in the deck. It's like, yeah, the faster you can do this, the better. Let's look at this Temperance card. The Temperance card is about overindulgence when it's reversed like this. It's about not having patience, not having any moderation. Like, and then going right into the Nine of Cups reversed, this looks like somebody could be drinking a lot, and you know, this creating conflict for you as well. So let's look at this overindulgence. We've got that double time right next to each other here. Yeah, it's kind of like an explosion waiting to happen. It's like somebody knows that this was going in that direction, and like the culmination of this wasn't going in a good place, and it was obvious, or you know, it was known. Like it could have even been discussed or talked about. Like, this needs to stop, this needs to end. And yeah, that's what that's saying. It's like there needs to be some moderation. You can't keep going back and forth like this. You need to control this, or you know, get a handle on this. And it looks like it made somebody really pissed off. This Queen of Wands is like, I am not having this. This is just ridiculous. That's what it feels like. Oh my. And here we have the King of Pentacles reversed. We have the King of Pentacles reversed and the Emperor reversed. That is a lot of narcissistic energy. This is somebody who feels like they can control everything and that basically they can do no wrong. Let's take a look at this Nine of Wands. This is like somebody building a wall and somebody having to stand up for themselves. Standing up for yourself with a narcissist. That's not a fun thing to do, right? And here you have Nine of Wands and here you have Ace of Wands. This is a passionate new beginning. I feel like this is a passionate new beginning for you. I want to clarify that again. I also feel like this is you being very passionate about standing up for yourself. It can also be an argument. And let's just see what this is. Wow. This is a passionate new beginning. There's brand new love coming here for you. When you end this, this is standing up for yourself. This is standing up for the full circle or the full cycle of this. But when you end this, there is a completely new love waiting for you on the other side. So yeah, let's see. I want to continue before I say what I think I'm going to say here. The Four of Cups reversed is release this decision that's been made. I want to know what the decision is. There's some kind of decision about the Queen of Cups. There's some kind of decision about this in love queen. It's like you made this decision to be with this person, and that's okay. You can decide something different. And it also looks like the in love queen. You might already know this person with a passionate new beginning. You might already know who that is. So this is changing your mind because you're in love. Dealing with this narcissistic energy is so difficult, right? It's like I decided to be in this relationship and now I'm changing my mind, and I even have resistance to, the Lover's card. Let's look at that Lover's card. It's just so much work. It's so much work to be in this relationship, basically because it looks like you have to do everything and it's not being reciprocated. Loyalty and trust and even just like resources, it's not being reciprocated. So this is the end of the cycle here in the past. Let's take a look at that, Libra. Yep, this is the closing of the door. This is the closing out of a chapter so that you can start a new chapter. And it's a new beautiful cycle. Here's the Knight of Wands reversed again too. It's like, this is you standing up for yourself, closing the door, and then having to say, no, I closed the door. And this is the Justice card. This is karmic justice. This could be you closing the door. This could be this other person closing the door. If it's the narcissistic energy that's closing the door, they're just trying to get a response from you. They're still stuck in their old ways and their old world and their old thoughts. They're just trying to get a response from you. They're doing it to control. And the Justice card, right? There's a lot of manipulation that's taking place here. I want to look at this. It's like they're using their old ways that have worked for them before. So they're still trying to manipulate you if they close the door, even if you did, right? They're like, okay, it's like they're calling your bluff. Fine, we'll end this then. But ultimately, it doesn't feel like they're trying to end it. It feels like they're trying to just mess with you, mess with your mind, get a reaction. And here, your trajectory is talking about you focusing your energy, not going back and forth with us. Let's take a look at that. Right. You stay disengaged from this person. You clear your energy, you clear their energy out of your field, and you stay disengaged. Let's look more at your trajectory here, Libra. Oh, this is a lot of grief. And I feel that there's a lot of grief. It feels like you're grieving for just closure, really. If there could just be some, right? It's like this whole cutting off, this whole abandonment thing, this whole grief thing, you cut them off, they cut you off. Like it's like, I wish there could be some just, just feelings of kindness or feelings of, compassion here, but it just doesn't feel like, it feels like there's more guilt and shame rather than feelings of compassion. Yeah, and this is talking about leveling up a commitment. It could be a divorce, but it could be a new relationship. Yeah, there's a parting. There's a parting of ways. And it does feel like somebody wants this and somebody else doesn't want this. And somebody wants to work on things. Somebody's heart is open to continue working on things. But what I see is that there's not a reconciliation. Ultimately, Libra, I feel like that's because you decide you don't want that. Yeah. Again, this is a reconciliation card and it's reversed. You're like, there's a falling out. I feel like it's you, Libra, and you're starting your brand new passionate beginning with a new love. And this is somebody is giving you a gift. And it's this new person. This new person is giving you a gift of a new relationship and a new way of being. Yeah, and you're looking off into the future building with someone else. Wow, Libra. Let's take a look at this messages of love. What do your angels and guides want to tell you, Libra? What do your guides want to tell you? Different pages. You and this person don't share the same vision. This person that's wanting to work on things, this past person that you're wanting to close the door to, but this is a hard decision to make or a hard situation. They're not thinking the same way you're thinking. Rejection. This rejection is actually divine protection. That's why this justice card is here. This justice card is saying that this is karmic resolution. Karmic resolution doesn't always feel awesome, but ultimately, this is your higher self and your guide saying, yes, this is great, even when it doesn't feel great. This is putting you on a better trajectory. Here's children. Children are important to this relationship. This can be children being important in this connection, in the new connection, but this can also be the start of a new thing, which I kind of feel like this is. Regret. Someone feels remorse for the way they treated you. I feel like this is true, but I also feel like they have a hard time changing their behavior. Warning, don't dismiss the red flags here. Yeah, that feels like this person wants to work on things, but ultimately, and the red flags are coming in when I'm saying that. I am going back to this overindulgence. I feel like this person during different cycles of maybe addiction or just overdoing it, drinking a lot, whatever, they go through these cycles of wanting to work on things. And then they go through this, their cycle brings them to a place where they're angry or entitled or whatever. And then it just goes through the same thing. And this is you dealing with all of their stuff. And I see you not wanting to deal with their stuff anymore. It just being too much to hold and, really not reciprocated, really not fair. So let's take a look at let's look at your romance oracle, Libra. What do your angels and guides want to say? Express your love. Yeah, this is coming from different sides. Express your love. This is expressing love to this new relationship. This is expressing love to yourself, and it's also expressing love to the past. It's like bless it and leave it. You don't have to be, you have this Queen of Wands reversed here, and she can be really resentful. She can be really angry, and she can have every right and every validation to feel that way. Let yourself feel your feels, but this is like, don't let it poison you. Don't let it continue. Express your love. Yeah, and retreat. This is again like that Hermit card reversed in the trajectory. It's like taking your energy back, pulling your energy back and away from someone who is draining you. And romantic feelings is coming up again. So this new love is coming in. This new love is coming in really strongly. Let's go ahead and look at some energy that you don't see coming the next couple of days here, Libra. Mature man. Again, child. You know, this definitely could have to do with children for sure. But I also feel like the mature man is the past person and the child is the new person. It's just the new relationship, the new cycle. So they're both present here. And I feel like the feminine energy is choosing. The feminine energy, the privileged lady here, is choosing, making a choice between these two people. I want to say it's Mercury retrograde right now. So just know that past things do come forward to be dealt with again. Sudden wealth. This is you figuring out exactly what it is that's going to make you happy. Exactly what it is. It's going to, you know, even the sudden wealth, making the choice, having two options. But I feel like you know already how you want to plan for the future. Yeah, distant horizons. This is about thinking about the future. What is this going to look like in the future? It's also looking at like consequences, not consequences necessarily, like just cause and effect more so. That's what it feels like. All right, let's take a look at some Lunology. I want to ask for angels and guides for some advice for you, Libra. Yeah, look at the bigger picture. That's exactly what this is. When you're planning for the future, the answers you need are coming. We'll pull one more. Your commitment is being tested. Yeah, I'm hearing tried and true. I feel like somebody's going to try to guilt you about commitment, but your commitment might be towards someone else at this point. I also feel like this commitment to yourself is what your guides are talking about. Commitment to yourself is being tested. What are you willing to do? What are you not willing to do? You've already decided what you're not willing to do. How are you holding strong with that? And I'm just going to pull one more for this overall. What you need to know. Wow, Six of Cups reversed. So this is about a really strong connection, a soulmate connection, a past life connection, coming full circle, dumping those cups out, bringing it to a close. So this is a huge deal. This is a past life connection. It's not easy, Libra. All right, this is what I have for you, Libra. Pretty intense reading there. Let me know how this resonated, and I'll be back in a couple of days with an energy check with an update. I'll talk to you soon, Libra.